Now let's prune my weeping elm tree. This elm tree is grafted, my weeping part is grafted to an ordinary elm tree. And grafting points or grafting branches are these. So up to here is one elm, and this one here is then the weeping elm. Now with my elm trees, one thing I do not want is an umbrella. So what do I mean by that? I don't want my weeping elm to grow everything at the same level down and create this dense umbrella shape tree. And what I have to mention is that elm tree is a very fast grower, because these branches I already cut back last year because they were basically to the ground. And what I would like to see is my tree having like kind of like a different layer, arms at different heights. So I don't want all my branches to go straight down and create an umbrella. Instead, I want to create like an arm that is growing a little bit higher and cascading. And then I want another branch a little bit at different height, also cascading and creating this waterfall-looking branches, or groups of branches, let's say. I don't know how to explain it easily, but I have imagination in my head. Maybe if I will find, I will pop up a picture for you. Now, one thing I see straight away is this branch over here. When everything else is kind of cascading down, then this branch here is heading straight up. Now, this actually could be used to create this layering thing, or layering structure I mentioned before. So, but this also could be a problem, because technically, if you have a weeping tree and it produces these straight growing branches, they may be actually a branch that is not actually weeping, but is going straight up. And if that's the case, you should actually remove it, because it's not going to weep anymore. But we'll see. Future will tell us which is it. Now, with my weeping elm tree, then I start. First thing, of course, sanitize your pruners. That's what I did already. And I'm going to be removing first dead, damaged, and diseased. And if I don't have any, then I'm going to start from the inside of the tree and work outside. So I'm going to remove all the branches, small or big, from the inside. And with elm trees, what I see over here is that it likes to grow its branches very weirdly. For example, I will show you closer. I have a branch over here that comes out from here, but then grows all the way to the other side for some reason. It's doing these funky curves. But basically then, what do? I start removing small branches from inside, all these tiny things. And all the dead, damaged and diseased, and then we'll see what's left, and from these I will then try to create a structure that I actually like. You may be asking, why am I removing everything from inside? There will be not enough sunlight anyway, and then they're gonna dry out anyway, so there's no point keeping them. There's dead one. So I removed all inner branches, and now I'm going to look for weirdly growing and crossing branches. So if anything is crossing with each other or rubbing against each other, I'm going to be removing one of them. And oddly shaped branches that are starting, for example, like I showed you before, starting from here and growing all the way through other branches over here. I'm not gonna, what I wanted to show you, even if I'm gonna remove this branch, I'm not gonna remove it all the way back to the point of origin. I could still get some use of this part over here. So I will cut it from here, and we'll see what that part does. Maybe it will grow this way and will be useful in the future. Now let's have a look, because I think I removed all the ones that were questionable. So what we have left now is then quite a lot of growth over here, a huge hole over here, enough branches over here, again, hole over here, some branches over here, and not too bad over here, but still I would like to lift the upper side of the canopy a little bit higher. I do not want to see, you see, this kind of bold area here and bold area over here. Now I did already last year prune it quite hard, so I got, for example, this branch over here and this one here. So last year I didn't see this boldness during summer, but it didn't still stimulate enough growth as much as I wanted. So, but what we're gonna do this year, it's very important, especially over here, to look for outward facing bud. And with weeping elm, the thing is that, for example, this branch over here, now I have to cut it back, but where to cut it back? Now, if I cut it back from here, then it's gonna grow over here, down. If I cut it over here, I already lift it a little bit higher and it's gonna grow from here, down. If I'm gonna cut it from here, then this bud will activate and it will grow a little bit higher and then will weep down. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look at all the branches and find outward facing bud that will create this arch that will first go a little bit higher and then cascade down. Same thing over here, for example. Or let's take what we can take here. This one here is again very not good branch, because there is no buds over here at the top. All buds are kind of on the side. Let's look at this one, for example. Bud over here, and over here, and over here. So this bud will give us this lifting effect. If I cut it over here, which I'm gonna do. Now this will hopefully, now I'm hoping that this bud will activate and start to grow up and then cascade down. Because if I'm gonna, for example, cut from here, it's not gonna cascade up and then down. It's gonna cascade straight away down. this is the idea what I'm after. I'm going to look then, I will go around and look at each stem or branch and find outward facing bud that will go up and then cascade down. The aim is exactly to create the branching a little bit higher. And this one over here, I'm gonna, because at the moment this one, I would like it to grow my way, but it's heading the other way, not ideal. So I'm gonna, and I don't see ideal bud also over here. I would really would like to have a bud over here that will cascade towards me, but I don't have it. But I have to work with what I have. So I'm gonna cut it actually from here, and then we'll see what will happen then. Yeah. Maybe it will stimulate this bud over here and it will start growing this way. And from that branch, maybe I can head something towards me. That's my thought process with this. Now, I'm done. You may think that I butchered it and destroyed the tree, but the thing is, I did the same last year. And what did I get out of last year? I got out this branch that is going a little bit up, and I left this bud over here, hoping that this will grow higher. And or no, not this bud. I'm hoping that this bud will get stimulated in this one, and these both will grow higher. Especially, I have higher hopes from this one, for this. And what else did I get? Last year I also got this branch over here. So hopefully this year this one will start to grow here. And I got this one. This branch, and I'm hoping that this branch will grow even higher and then cascade down. And on this branch then now over here I have this bud. Well, I told you already about this one, I think, but these buds are the ones that I'm hoping will bring the canopy higher. So that way I'm hoping to lift the canopy of this weeping elm. Now we'll see what happens with this one. Only future will tell. Will it be useful or it won't? So same thing over here. I left this bud hoping that this, we'll see what will come out of this one. And over here, I'm hoping to get something out from here. These buds, these over here. This one here was growing kind of low. And I took this all the way back, hoping it will activate some sleeping buds over here, because really I would like to get some growth here up and then cascading down. Again, same thing over here. I'm hoping that eventually something will start to grow from here as well. Oh, here you go. So I know it doesn't look good, but I did something like that or close to it last year as well, and it bounced back just fine. So that's it. That's how I prune my weeping elm tree. I know I did a lot, but my experience is telling me that that's fine. I did the same last year. It will bounce back. I did manage to lift it a little bit higher. So hopefully this year I will see some more development, and I will be one step closer to my goal. Here you go.